There were so many beautiful looks at the Met Gala 2024 and I'm going to show you how to recreate the stunning Alia Bhatt's look. Starting off strong with a glowy base. This is the Say Glowy Super Gel Lightweight Dewy Multi-Purpose Illuminator, which is also a primer. I'm using the shade Star Glow here. This is a water-based multi-purpose illuminator that hydrates and brightens your skin for that fresh, dewy look, which is precisely what we're going for today. Alia Bhatt always goes for her signature glowy, dewy look, for which I'm going to be using the Make Beauty Diffusion Dew in shade 8. And you can see how beautifully that slides and glides on my skin, and that brush that I'm using is from Real Techniques, and I'm going to link everything in the description box below. The Diffusion Dew is not a foundation, it's a radiant skin tint, which is precisely what we want for a look like this, and this has skin mimicking pigments that adds radiant coverage. Now let's start adding some dimension. I'm going to be using the Persona Dream Stick Cream Bronzing Multi-Stick in the shade Sahara. I'm again using an angled brush from Real Techniques to apply this, but this is super pigmented. All I wanted is just a little bit of dimension, but this is extremely pigmented, so all you need is very less. Take a little bit of product at a time and you can always build it up if needed. I had to remove some of that product before I continued on. This is the first time I'm using this brand and this product, and it's fantastic. It melts beautifully into the skin. Now using the Milani concealer in warm beige, I'm going to conceal my dark circles and around my mouth because that's where I have most of the discoloration. And I'm going to blend everything off camera so I don't waste your time watching me blend. Now for blush, she had a good amount of blush, so I'm going to be using something that's bright and nice. This is from One Size. It's the Cheek Clapper 3D Blush Trio, and this is in the shade Gwirly Pop. And the way she had applied it is on the apples of her cheeks, taking all the way to the temples. Once I've blended everything out is when I'm going to set my face. When I say set my face, I'm not going to make it overly powdery or cakey. As you can see, I'm using a very small concealer brush again from Real Techniques, dusting off the excess powder and only going over in areas where I feel like my makeup can separate. And because we're not setting the entire face, we are going to lock this in so the makeup doesn't move, for which I'm going to be using one of the strongest setting sprays. This is the Urban Decay All Nighter, and I'm using the Glow one. Her brows always look soft and natural and less filled in, so I'm going to start with the Milani Stay Put Liquid Brow Wax. I'm using a generous amount first on the opposite direction of my hair growth, and then I'm going to brush my brow hair upwards just to get that feathered out look. And then using the Kokie Cosmetics Micro Fine Tip Brow Pencil, I'm only going to fill in the sparse areas at the bottom of my brows. And that's what I've actually been doing. If you remember, I've been growing out my brows because I want to get to a point where I don't even fill my brows. Her eye makeup was soft and understated, for which I'm just going to be using one shade from the Huda Beauty, the new Nude palette. And the shade I'm talking about is called Raw. I'm going to use it at the crease to define it, and then in my lower lash line smoking it out. While you might think this is such a light shade and it doesn't add anything to the eye look, just defining your crease makes a huge difference. And when you define your crease this way, it just makes your eyelid appear bigger and brighter. And then she had a smoked out soft winged liner from the Makeup by Mario palette. I'm going to mix in two shades, a deeper brown and black. It was a very soft, deep brown eyeliner. And I'm going to pull out a small wing and line my lash line. And I'm going to lightly smoke it out on my lower lash line, close to my lashes. And I'm also going to go over the eyeliner just to soften it a little bit more. Next, of course, we cannot do without a highlighter for a look like this when it comes to Alia Bhatt. So I'm going to be using the Rem Interstellar Highlighter Topper in Miss Mercury. This is not a super bright highlighter, but it gives you your skin, but just a dewy, glowy version of your skin. So it's not going to look chunky and in your face. It's very understated. I'm going to first use it to highlight my inner corners, my brow bones just above my brow bones, and the bridge and tip of my nose. I'm also going to later use it on the highest points of my cheekbones, but now we'll move on to finishing the eye makeup, First, I'm going to curl my lashes before I use mascara. And for mascara, I'm using one of my favorites. This is the YSL Lash Clash Extreme Volume Mascara. I'm going to apply a good coat of mascara to my top lashes and lightly go over my bottom lashes. Now I'm going to be using a little bit more highlighter on the highest points of my cheekbones. And for that peachy nude lip, I'm going to be using the Buxom Full Force Plumping Lipstick in the shade Supermodel. I'm going to keep layering the lipstick till I get the exact match, and that concludes the makeup part. And now for the hair. With my hair, I washed it, but I didn't style it. I just let it air dry. It looks frizzy and curly, but this works best for today's hairstyle. I'm going to section out the front portion of my hair, and I'm going to tie a loose bun in the back. I'm just wrapping it, and I'm going to secure it with a bobby pin. And then with the loose hair in front, I'm going to start pinning it in the back. The reason I section out the front portion and I don't take it with the knot in the back is because it becomes really tight. When you do it this way, it kind of loosens up in front, and that's exactly what we want for today's look. And then I'm going to start pulling some strands in front to curl it. This curler is from Beach Waver. I'm going to link this in the description box below, so make sure to check that out. For headpieces and jewelry, she had two different pieces. One, a headband that went in the back. I used an old necklace of mine to make this headband, so I'm going to secure it with bobby pins. And then she had a larger piece in front with a green stone. I made all of this myself with old broken jewelry that I had. I pretty much recycle everything. But I had pretty much a few hours to make my blouse and sari, and here is the completed look. I'd love to hear your thoughts on both Met Gala looks as well as this look and tutorial. Let me know in comments, and if you're new here, please consider subscribing and check out my description box for all the products that I used, along with links to my social media in case you plan to follow me there. I love you guys so much, and I will see you soon with a brand new one. Bye guys.